Welcome back, guys. It's the Tightwad, and today I'm going to be doing a repair to an electrical wire. This is an extension cord I use for outside uplighting that I accidentally cut with my hedge trimmers. And we're going to be doing this repair today with heat shrink. I wanted to give you an overview of all the materials you need for this project, doing the method that I'm going to show you today. This is called heat shrink. I have a kit that's got red and black. I'm a Georgia fan, so it works out well for me. And it has a variety of different sizes. I purchased this on Amazon. I'll make sure that I put a link to it in the description and in the pinned comment. It's also in my Amazon store in some of my favorite things categories. Then you'll need some electrical tape to finish off the job. This is a heat gun I picked up at Harbor Freight. I'll also link one that's available via Amazon that's comparable. This is the cheapest one that I could find at Harbor Freight. I think it was $10 or $15. And then I also use some wire strippers, and I really prefer this style wire stripper where the wire comes in from the front. I have some other ones where it comes in from the back, and it's just a little more awkward to use. But I love this style wire stripper. This is a Southwire brand, but I'll get this brand or a comparable brand linked for you as well. So the first step to using heat shrink is to find the appropriate size that you can fit over the wires, but you don't want it too loose. So I'm gonna fit this over my wires here and slide it down out of the way. That is one of the most important steps, is getting the heat shrink on before you make the repair, because it's impossible to get on afterwards. I am going to be using 2 pieces today just to make sure I have enough. If I end up not needing the second piece, I will just cut it off. And now I need to put the individual wire strands in heat shrink as well. So I have these smaller tubes that I'm going to slide over, and now you can see why I strip back farther on this side so that the heat shrink has room to fit on those individual wires, and I can still see the color of the wire poking out just a little bit. You'll also notice that I stripped back the bare wire a little farther than you would if you were doing a twist connection. And the reason for that is we are going to actually make a little bit of a knot today. We're going to make a loop and twist it back on itself, so you need a little bit more wire to be able to execute that. Sometimes it helps if you go ahead and pre-twist the wires before trying to put on the heat sink. Get that done here. So I'm going to twist the wires just a little bit. I don't need them to be tight, because I'm going to do some more twisting in a second. And I'll do the same on the other side here. Okay, now it's as simple as matching color to color. So I'm going to take my black wires and cross them in about the middle. I'm going to fold them back on themselves. So I'm going to fold this one back on itself, and the same with the other, to make a loop in the middle. And that's going to help provide some security in case the wire gets pulled. It won't pull that connection free and cause a short that we can no longer see because it's going to be covered up. And then I'm going to just twist the wires back on themselves. This is one way to complete a wired connection. There's another way that's a better way that requires a little more equipment. It requires something called flux and a soldering gun. So you can solder the pieces back together, but this way works as well. All right, so I got that one done. And then the last one is my white wire. And again, I'm going to cross it in the middle, bend it back on itself, and then twist. Okay, you can see I can now pull on the wire and nothing is going to come loose because it is wrapped around itself and pulled backwards. So now I can slide my heat shrink over each of the connections. Trying to get the connection right in the center of that heat shrink. And with that in place, I can now plug in my heat gun and we can shrink the heat shrink. So what the heat shrink does is when heat hits it, it contracts. So I'll turn on my heat gun here and I'll lightly hit it just until it shrinks. All right, so you can now see that the heat shrink has formed around the wires individually. We don't have any burn marks on the outside of our wires. Some people have tried to do this with a blowtorch, me included, and you end up charring the wires just a little bit. So now I'm going to take my larger pieces of heat shrink here, and be careful, this could be hot. And I'm going to slide my larger piece of heat shrink down as well. I'm going to put this first one right over the center of those connections. So I'm going to get it right in the middle. Then I'll use this extra one. Actually, let's go from the other side. I'm going to pull this one down right over the center. It still has some over the end here of the wire, original wire coating. So I'm going to shrink this one down first. And now I can complete it by using the other piece here. Now I have a nice strong repair. Since this is going to be used outside, I don't want any water seeping into any of the seams. It should have tightened down pretty well, but I'm also going to take some electrical tape and wrap over the top of this connection also. And now we have a usable extension cord again. I hope you guys found the video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to click that subscribe button and then turn on notifications so you never miss one of my future videos. If you click any of the videos showing on the screen right now, they'll open right up on your device. You can see there's one more video that all I used was electrical tape and wire nuts to repair an extension cord, and that method works as well. This way is just a little bit better, a little more long-lasting method. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and as always, I hope you guys have a great day.